Ooh, hello. Sorry. Hello, everybody. It's me again, the guy who is just horrible at running a camera, and I hope you forgive me. But if you've watched all my videos, you're probably used to the crappy camera work as it is. Anywho, so that being said, you're wondering what is this mess that you have here? And well, this is going to be my portable charging station, power box, whatever you want to call it, for emergency use or camping or what have you. It's going to have these four 12-volt batteries. Are going to be the main source of power. They're all lithium. I built these batteries. They're all built out of 18650s that are salvaged, not brand new. They're 3S 7P. I got them out of used modem batteries that I bought from batteryhookup.com. These used modem batteries cost $2 a piece, and you get 4 of these batteries in each used modem. They have other ones that are $4 a piece, and you get 8 of these batteries in each modem. You basically, they're just like the older laptop batteries. You got to tear the battery apart, get these out of them, take off the spot welded nickel tabs. What I do is that's how I process them. I tear the modems apart, tear off the tabs, and then I grind off the little nubs that are left over from the spot welding on the positive and the negative. And then I take the old shrink wrap off, put new shrink wrap on. Oh, damn, didn't hit the floor. Surprise. And this was the voltage of the battery when I pulled it out of the modem. Now, these modems, I guess, are some sort of battery backup for something. I don't know where they come from. I know the battery hookup gets them. They tell you a little bit about them. These were all LG batteries, 2200 amp hour LG batteries. Of all the ones that I've got from battery hookup through those modems, I've only had 2 that came out of the package or out of the modem dead. And I think what happened is they were over discharged, and the little, what I call, there's probably a name for it and I don't know what it is, but I call it like the dead man switch. In these batteries, that's what that little top cap is on top of the battery cell. Again, there's something inside that pops when you either overcharge or over discharge. It's like, like I said, it's a safety switch. It's a last dead man safety switch. And if that pops, the battery is basically useless. And I've only had 2 out of all the batteries. Now, each of these has 21 batteries in it that I have personally checked, discharged, assembled into a pack. Again, it's a 3S 7P 12-volt battery. They've all got these balancing BMS, a battery monitoring system. It takes care of the health of the battery. Won't let you overcharge them, won't let you over discharge them, and this particular board balances each cell in the battery itself. There's another board like this. It's a 3S battery monitoring system, and it's just a protection board. This one is a protection board as well as it has the balancing features, what they call the upgraded BMS. So yes, as you can see, I'm going to put a 300 watt power inverter in it. I know that's kind of low, but right now I think I'm gonna, it's upgradable. I can always go to a bigger, power inverter if I feel I need to. It's going to be solar charge capable, so that's why I got the solar charging controller. It's going to have a fuse block. I'm going to run everything through fuse block. It's going to have different charging capabilities. It's going to have power capabilities, I should say. Some charging, some just The power inverter is going to be able to run 2 items, like, a couple of fans. In the summertime, if power goes out, or if you're camping, you take a couple of fans with you. They can be USB fans, or they can be regular plug-in-the-wall fan. I'm going to have plenty of USB charging. I'm going to have 2. I'm going to mount these up somewhere up underneath this. I haven't quite decided yet. It's just going to have to see how things fit. I'm going to put my switches in this section here. I'm going to probably put one of the charging ports there. I'm going to have these banana jack power, so that you can plug in a lot of different things. So I've got the USB. I've got the 12-volt socket that runs things that have this type of adapter. Charging capable, and this also has USB charging. So I'm going to have tons of USB charging. I'll be able to plug in, items like I could plug in it. I looked up the amperage of my LED, my 50-inch LED, and this thing has more than enough power to run in my LED TV, as well as my modem if I need to do that, or like I said, a couple of fans. If power goes out in the summertime, it's getting hot, you can run a couple of fans. Or in the wintertime and you're getting cold, you can run a couple of space heaters, but I wouldn't run those dangerous ones that, people have been burning their houses down with. I'd run those other type that are, I can't think of what they call those, but they're the safe ones, not the oil ones, the other ones. They just kind of blow warm air, but they don't have like, hot coils, that heat up, like in your toaster, that kind of thing. It's going to have a battery monitor, voltage meter. This one I can wire directly to the battery because it's got a timer feature on it. You push the button, it lets you know what, and then it shuts off. So it can run you continuously, and it's not going to drain the batteries down. This will run continuously. So if I have the batteries sitting in storage for a long time, and this is hooked up and on, it will, over a long period of time, obviously, it will drain the battery. So I'm going to have this switched. So I'll turn it on when I want to charge something, whether with solar, or I've got the IMAX B6 charger that I can plug in. I'm going to have a single plug that I can plug either the solar panel or the B6 charger, and it will go through the charge controller. And this also keeps track of your battery voltage and like that, just like the BMS. Each one of these has its own BMS. This will be like a overall battery pack BMS when it's being used for charging reasons. What else? Yeah, I'm going to have LED lights on it. So like I said, if it's dark, you're out camping in the tent and you want some light in the tent, you can either bring some lights with you and plug in here, or here, depending on how you got it set up. Or you can just flip a switch, because these will be on a switch, and I have a couple on each end, or maybe one on, like one light on each of the 4 sides. I haven't decided. Just to give light, you flip the switch, turn the light on, just to have light to do what you need to do. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. I'm going to wire the batteries in parallel, obviously. There's going to be a main battery switch for main power. So it's going to have a switch that turns on power for everything. And then each individual item, or these 2, will have their own switch. This will have its own switch with a 30 amp fuse that goes through the power block. This will have its own switch. Like I said, I'll turn it on and off when I want to charge. The lights will have their own switch. And these particular power posts will have its own switch. And the cool thing about this is you can upgrade it if you want. You want to add some more stuff, You want to upgrade the power inverter, which I may do at some point. I might go up to a 500, maybe 1,000 at most. I don't think I'll go over 1,000. That might be too much anyway. But anyway, it's upgradable. This has a cooling fan. Oh, excuse me. It has a cooling fan. It's got its own power switch, but I'm gonna have it switched anyway. I just haven't figured out exactly where I'm going to mount it. I've got an extra cooling fan for the inside of the box, so I'll probably it's not going to be waterproof. So yeah, I'm not sure how much it's going to weigh, but it's not going to be to the point where you can't carry it. But like I said, if you're going camping or fishing or whatnot, it's not going to be too much of a burden to take with you if you want to have your phones and your laptop and whatever else you need, like maybe a little 12-volt cooler, because they've got those 12-volt coolers for like food and whatnot. And yeah, so that's my plan. I'm going to get going on that, and I'm hoping that, like I said, this is another one of those things that you can set up any way you want. There's tons of videos of different things that people have done. This one is, like I said, a lot of the things I do, for myself, obviously, but I hope, I'm like, well, maybe it'll inspire somebody who isn't, who may have been thinking of this or, now that I'm saying something, they're like, oh yeah, that'd be a good idea. 'Cause it's getting kind of weird out in the world nowadays. If you keep track of the news, they got rolling blackouts in California and Colorado. People are finding that their AC won't turn on because there's, power issues, in California and whatnot. If you live out on the East Coast, probably not so much now, but during hurricane season, I lived out there in South Carolina. I got a buddy who lives out in South Carolina now, and, this would be perfect for him, because if a hurricane or a tropical storm comes through and the power goes out, he'll be able to have this to go down and keep his guns company and have light. So I kid. But anyway, he knows who he is. So anyway, this is my latest project, my power box. Like I said, definitely visit this website. I'm not being sponsored in any way, but I find they've got pretty good prices. You can get brand new batteries if you want to drop, $7 a pop, give or take, for these, and build your own. Or they've got you got the different kinds of lithium batteries. You got the lithium polymer, which are like your RC car batteries. These are lithium ion. These type are closer to like what's in your cell phone. Same, they're all 3.7 volt nominal, 4.2 fully charged, and I wouldn't charge them below or discharge them below 3 volts. Yeah. And then you've got the newest ones, which are kind of all the rage for people that are doing, solar, off-grid type stuff. Those are those lithium phosphate, or LiFePO4 is what they call them. Of all the lithium batteries, they're probably the most stable. They're more stable than these. And these are more stable than the LiPo batteries, as far as, I don't know if you've ever seen those videos on YouTube of the lithium battery fires, whether they're in vapes or like those e-bikes. I've seen some crazy ones in e-bikes, man. But anyway, if you're careful and you respect the power that these things have, you can get way more life, way more energy out of these than you could a lead acid battery of the same size. I mean, a lot of the lead acid batteries like this size, you're only getting roughly maybe 9 amp hours out of the battery this size, and I can probably get upwards of 14, depending. It's theoretical. I don't know for sure. But if I was to, according to the battery hookup, these LG batteries are 2200 milliamp hours, which is 2.2 hours per battery. So by that calculation, all things being perfect, if you charge this fully charged and discharged it at 1 amp, it theoretically should take you roughly 2 hours to discharge this one battery. All things being perfect, theoretically. So, all right. So that being said, I'm going to get to work on this. I'm not going to force you to watch me bumble through this, but I will come back with updates as things go. All right. See you soon.